So the topic that we are going to discuss is method references in Java. Okay. So usually you basically will not see much advantages when you are learning about method references. These advantages are witnessed in the future topic, which is the stream APIs. Okay. Please concentrate. This is going to be easy when you just focus. Okay. Just need to focus for some time. You will understand the complete picture about method references. Right, so let's get it started. And before even understanding the method references, I want you to understand the purpose of lambda expressions. Right, lambda expression. So when I say lambda expression, you know what is a lambda expression, and we also know that you can write a code in the form of lambda expression to invoke functional interfaces. Right, so only when there is a functional interface, there is a job for lambda expression. Without function interfaces, lambda expression will never come into the picture, right? So you can refer lambda expression to the function interface. I can write a statement like this. What I can write? I can say like, you can refer lambda expression to the function interface. Having said this, okay, let us go back to the actual code. For example, I have a simple class, guys. Okay, you can see my class. The name of the class is driver class, and this driver class has the main method. Okay, I want to take a simple interface. Let us say that the name of the interface is a user defined interface. Okay, let me remove all these imports. It is not necessary for now. Okay, I want to take an interface. Okay, the name of the interface is, let us keep the name very simple. So I want to take the name of the interface as A. Okay, good. And I want to take an abstract method. Okay, my abstract method is going to accept two inputs in the form of integers, and it is going to return the sum of the two inputs. Okay, it is going to return the sum of the two inputs. Okay, the return type is also what? Integer. Okay, input is integer as well as return type is also integer. I want to create an abstract method. Okay. To achieve this, I want to create an abstract method. Okay, you can create your own user-defined abstract method, which could be like this: public abstract. And you do not have to take the abstract, use the abstract keyword. Okay, abstract. And since my functionality needs to accept two inputs, and it should return the sum of the two inputs. So return type is integer. Right? You can take the any meaningful name. Let me take the name of the method as add method. Okay, my add method is going to, okay, this parameters talks about the input that you are going to deal with. So two inputs, integer a comma integer b. Right, when you just look at this abstract method, it is giving you the clear picture. What picture it is giving? Yes, this abstract method is going to accept two inputs. Right, you can write the logic. Okay, that is up to you. Okay? Ideally you can see something here. It is accepting two inputs and it is returning the output in the form of what? Integer. Two integers as input and one output as the form of integer. This is talking about the return type. This is talking about the inputs that it is going to accept. Okay. This is my low level design of the abstract method. Okay. So having said this, so I have an interface and I have an abstract method. Okay, I want to write the functionality for this abstract. I want to write a lambda expression for this abstract method. How I can write a lambda expression? I need to use the interface name. The name of the interface is A. Okay. Followed by the meaningful variable name. Let me take the variable name as obj. Okay, equal to, I want to write the lambda expression. Okay, when I am writing the lambda expression, I can write the lambda expression on top of the functional interface. What is a functional interface? Always remember something like SAM. You remember or not? Single abstract method. SAM is referring to what? Single abstract method, not Samantha. Okay, now you can also do something like, okay, to ensure that this interface is going to remain as a functional interface, right? You can annotate it with the functional interface notation. It means no other person can add any other method inside this. Okay, this is going to be remain as a functional interface forever. No one can change this. A single abstract method, right? So if I want to invoke this method, if I want to write a logic, right? So I'm using the name of the interface A, obj equal to, my lambda expression is going to accept two inputs. Why two inputs? Okay, obj is of a type. Just focus here, guys. Obj is of a type, and a is an interface. Inside this interface, there is an abstract method. My abstract method is accepting how many inputs? 2 inputs, right? So that's why I need to ensure that it is accepting 2 inputs. I can take it as a comma b. You can give any variable name, no issues. You can also give x comma y, because these parameters is same as these parameters, right? And you need to write the logic. Okay, what is my requirement? Summation of 2 inputs, x plus y itself, x plus y. Done. Okay, so this is the input. Xy is same as integer a comma b, right? And you are using the arrow operator. After the arrow operator, you are since the statement is only one line, you are giving x plus y. This x plus y is again is going to give the integer itself. So return type is also integer. Matching, right? This is a valid lambda expression. Okay. After writing this lambda expression, what you want to do, you want to test this lambda. You want to call this. How you can call this? By using the reference variable, which is what? Okay, system.out.println. Reference variable is obj, isn't it? Obj dot. The name of the method is what? Add method. Okay, the moment you use add method, okay, first obj is of a type, right? And this a is an interface, right? This interface will refer to this particular abstract method, right? So there is no implementation for this abstract method. So this method will be referred to the lambda expression. This method typically will refer to the lambda expression, and you are passing the values that you pass inside, inside the parameters 100, 200. Okay, the moment you do this, this will refer to the interface, and again the abstract method will refer to the lambda expression, because the logic is written here. The logic is written here. Okay, this logic will get invoked by accepting these 2 inputs 100, 200. So x becomes 100, y becomes 200, and it is going to return 100 plus 200, which is going to be 300, and this will be collected and it gets printed in the console. Right? Why we are discussing the lambda expression here? Let us understand. You are getting the 300, right? So sometimes what happens, you may be having a method, different method inside this. Let us say that you have a method like public. The return type of the method is static method. Return type of the method is integer itself, and the name of the method is addition. Okay, I am changing the name to some other name, addition method, or something like sample. Okay, name of the method is sample. An unusual method name, sample method name. My sample method name is going to accept again 2 inputs, okay, in the form of integers. Let us say that integer a comma integer b, right? And this is going to do the same thing that we are expecting to do. Okay, so there is a method. This is the static method. This static method is inside the driver class, right? Now see, now let us understand. Okay, now we are trying to understand the, I'm just trying to introduce the method reference. So far we have discussed about the lambda expression. I'm just introducing you the method reference, the purpose of method reference, why we need to go for method reference, right? And if you see this method, okay, being a programmer, I know how to invoke lambda expression. I know how to invoke lambda expression. My requirement is what actually I was saying, that my requirement is accept two integers, accept 2 integers, and calculate the sum, right? So what I'm trying to do, so to accept 2 integer, I have written an interface, and I'm using the lambda expression to calculate the sum. Calculate the sum. But what I found is, I have already found a method. I have found an instance method which is doing the same purpose. Okay, I have already have a method. I already have a method like the sample method. My sample method is also doing the same thing which my lambda expression is doing. Okay, if you invoke lambda expression, it is going to give me the output, exact output that I am expecting. But there is a method inside my class which is also doing the same thing. If I have such a requirement, instead of invoking the lambda expression, okay, what they are saying is, you can go for what? You can go for the concept of what? Method references. Method references. right? I will inject you the concepts early. Okay, this is called as method reference. I will tell you what is we are just I'm just trying to inject the method reference now. What I'm trying to say is already I have an abstract method and I have a functional interface, and I am trying to I have written a lambda expression to invoke this functional interface so that the expected output is achieved. I mean, I will pass two inputs, okay, and I get the output. What is an output? It's a summation of two inputs. Okay, and after some time I'm trying to check my code, and let us say that I have developed a big application. My application also has a method inside, okay, which is doing the same thing like the abstract method that we have in the interface here. Okay, even if I pass inputs to the sample method, it is also going to do the same thing, right? If I have such things, instead of doing this, okay, I can remove the lambda expression. Some people, they find it very difficult to write the lambda expression, right? So what I can do is, even this method is going to do the same thing. I can pass two inputs to the sample method, which is going to give me the output. If I pass input in the form of values 100, 200, this is going to add 100 plus 200, which is going to be 300, and 300 will be returned. Why I need to write a lambda expression? I can directly call this method. Right? I can directly call this method in the form of method references. How I can call this? Ideally, to call the method references, I need to follow the following syntax. Okay, the syntax. Okay, let me introduce. Okay, firstly, let us understand what is the method reference. Okay, method references, simple statement is method references are shortcuts to call existing methods or constructors. Okay, so typically there are three types of method references. There are three types of method references. Okay, first one is static method references. Static method references. Reference. Okay, I'm not supposed to use the plural reference. The second one is we have something like instance method reference. Instance method reference. The last one is what? The constructor reference. Constructor reference. Reference, it is all about the references. Okay, you are just referring to the method instead of using the lambda expression. You are typically referring to the method references. Okay, so now please be informed that this feature is introduced in JDK 1.8. Java 1.8. This is one of the features that was introduced in Java 1.8. It allows you to refer to methods or okay, let us forget about them. So I will give you the notes clearly. Okay, first let us understand about static method references. Let's understand the practical part. Theoretical part I will place in the YouTube attachments. Okay. Description. Static method references. The typical syntax for static method reference is syntax. Okay. The syntax can be like class name, double colon operator followed by static, just method. Okay. Now let us understand this. What is this class name? What is the static method? This is a syntax. Okay. Now go back here. Okay, let me copy this code and paste it in the paint screen. Okay, this is our code, right? Ideally, this is our code. Yes, the code looks clear. Okay, now you find, okay, if you want to use the method references, you should ensure that you are working with the functional interface. So we have a functional interface and we have a class called the driver class, which is also called as the main class. So two things are important to use the method reference. I mean, what is that? You should work with the function interfaces, right? So the idea is you can invoke this abstract method which is inside the function interfaces by using the lambda expression. This is what we have been following so far. Okay, what I have just said, my lambda expression, okay, if I want to use a lambda expression, my abstract method is accepting two inputs and it is expecting the output in the form of integer. Okay, what I have also found is I have a typical method inside my class which is also doing the same thing like the abstract method. My method is also doing the same thing. My method is also accepting two inputs in the form of integers and is returning the output, summation of two inputs. Okay, if I have these things, okay, instead of using the lambda expression here, instead of using the code like this, okay, I can use the method references like this. Code gets typically converted to, okay, so the name of the interface is A and the reference variable is obj equal to, what is the syntax that I have just said for the method references? This is the syntax, class name followed by the double colon operator. Whenever you are finding this double colon operator, don't get panic. Okay, this is talking about the references. Okay, what is the name of the class that I am dealing with? Name of the class is driver class. Okay, driver class, right, followed by double colon operator. What is the static method name that I have inside my driver class which is doing the same thing that is being done by the abstract method? Sample. Name of the class is sample class. Just write sample, semicolon, that's it. Okay, so this is how you can refer to a method for the functional interfaces. Okay, this is how you refer to this is how you refer to a method. When you refer to the method, it is also going to do the same thing. How you can call that? Same likewise, system dot out dot println, okay, obj dot, right, obj dot, you will call the abstract method that is inside the interface A, add, okay, this abstract method is going to refer to the sample method this time, right? Previously the abstract method was referring to the lambda expression without method references. This abstract method was referring to the lambda expression, and when you pass two inputs like 100 comma 200, okay, it is performing some calculation and it is returning giving you 300. Okay, for the method references, okay, this abstract method will refer to the method that you are specifying, right? Your method is what method? Sample method. Sample method is same as the add method. Only you need to take care about the parameters. Okay, if your abstract method has two parameters of the same type, your method which is inside the class, or method references method should take the two parameters of the same type, right? If you follow these things, you can reuse the method that you already have instead of creating the lambda expression. Some people find very difficult to use a lambda expression. For them, this is an alternative. Right, the moment you call the add method, right, and you pass the data like 100 comma 200, okay, so if you see that this add method is of what type? This add method is of A type. Okay, the control will jump to the A interface. From here the control will jump to the A interface, right? Control will jump to the A interface, and inside the A interface there is only one abstract method which is add method. And if you see the logic here, you are using the method reference driver sample. Driver is of class type and sample is of what? The static method type. This is a sample method, right? So it will check, is the static method is accepting the same parameters like the instance method? Yes, both are accepting the same parameters. Is the static method is returning the same thing like the instance method? Yes, it is returning the same thing like the instance method. If that is the case, this is accepted. Okay, and if I run this, if I put this on the practically, if I put this practically, okay, I can remove. Let me check this. Okay, I can use the interface name aobj equal to method reference, right? We have a static method. I use the class name, which is driver, double colon operator followed by the method name, which is sample, right? That's it. It is also going to give us the same input. Okay? In the future, if someone is asking you to like write a code by using the lambda expression, if you're not comfortable to write a lambda expression, you can go for the method references. You can write a method, right, and you can implement the logic. By using the method references, you can achieve the same functionality like where you are going to achieve by using the lambda expressions. This is the replacement. At the same time, I cannot call it as a replacement. I can say that the readability of the code is going to be very I mean, there will be less in verbosity actually. First of all, the second thing is the code looks clear and concise. If you see, okay, lambda expressions are like you have to use arrow operators and you have to deal with a lot of expressions. Okay, that is avoided here for the method references. We will see few more examples to understand this better. Okay, here we are discussing about the static method references. Right, now let us take the one more example. Okay, now this time I want to have a function interface. Okay, my function interface is going to accept what public abstract. It has an abstract method which is going to return string, and the name of the method is something like let us say that method 1. Okay, this is going to accept again 2 strings. Okay, let me take the return type as integer. It is going to accept one string str. Okay, my abstract method is accepting one string as an input and the return type is integer itself, right? So if I ask you to write a lambda expression to accept a string, let us say that the name of the string is str name equal to, let us say that the name of the string is Ratna. Okay, and after accepting this string, it should return the length of the string, particular string. Okay, I do not want to use the lambda expression. I want to use the method references, right? How I can do this usually without using a lambda expression? Okay, the same thing, public static, the return type is integer, and you can give the any method name here. Okay, method 2 something like this, and this method is also going to return return the integer and accept the string. Okay, so return str dot length, right? So if you don't like to write the lambda expression, you can write a method, write an static method, right, and use this interface A. Name of the interface is A, followed by the meaningful reference variable name, which is obj, equal to, how I can call the method static method reference. What is the syntax? Class name, double colon operator, static method name, right? So what is the name of the class? Driver class, okay, double colon operator, right, and then what? Followed by the method name, method m2. At the moment you do this, firstly control will jump to the interface here. Yes, right? It will check what is the abstract method inside the interface here, method 1, right? After this, it will check what is the data type that is accepting string str type, only one parameter, string str type, and it will check for the logic. Okay, it will understand that okay, the developer is trying to use the static method references, right? It will jump to the method m2. Okay, now this abstract method will refer to this method which is called as the static method. That's why it is called as what? Static method reference, right? Okay, this method will be referred to invoke our logic. What is our logic which we are going to give now? System.out.println obj dot, we need to call the m1 method, which again refer to the static method that is inside the class driver. Why static method? Because you are using the static method references, right? So you will call method m1 in method 1, okay, which will accept what? Which will accept the name. Okay. And if you run this code, you will get what you require. Ratna, length of the Ratna is 5. If you type Ratna Kumar, if you want to find the length of Ratna Kumar, which is a very big name, right, you will get this. Right? You are not using lambda expression here. And you are avoiding using lambda expression, and you are going for an alternative, which is what? The static method references. No, sir, I don't like this method references. I want to use the lambda expression. If you want to use a lambda expression, you can do that. A obj1 equal to, okay, again my lambda expression is accepting one string str. So give any variable name yes, and it is going to return s dot length, right? And again system dot out dot println, okay, obj dot obj1 dot method 1, obj1 reference variable is obj1 dot method 1, right? It is going to do the same thing, right? And if you look at these two things, this is the first thing, the first thing, this is talking about the method reference, and this is the second thing, is talking about the lambda expression. Okay, both are giving you the same output, right? But which one is better? Okay, this looks clear and concise. Okay, this is something like you're using, okay, for small codes you may be thinking that both are having a single line, so no issue. Sometimes you may have to deal with the larger number of codes. Okay, in that time you will find the method references very easy to understand and very readable, right? So this is the purpose of the static method. So you may be thinking, what if I have the instance method instead of static method? What if I have the instance method? Okay, let me take the same example. This time my method is what? Instance method. Instance method means you are not supposed to use the static keyword, and the name of the method is m3. Okay, my instance method, for the instance method, the instance method reference. The syntax for instance method reference is you have the object name or the reference variable name, right? Usually we say that it is a like instance. Instance means the object followed by the double colon operator followed by the name of the instance method. Instance method. Okay, we know already to call the instance method, object creation is mandatory. Core Java concept, right? Core Java concept. Firstly, create an object for the driver class. Okay. Driver obj driver d equal to new driver. Okay, and how you are supposed to write the code for the instance method references? Again, a obj2 equal to, right? You have to use the instance, which is what? D double colon operator and the name of the method. What is the name of the instance method? I mean static instance method, method 3, right? And again you will use the same system dot out dot println statement, this time obj2 dot method m1. Okay, and this is called the lambda expression, right? And this is called the static method reference, and here this is called as what? The instance method reference. Instance method reference. Right, the purpose is same. This is accepting two, I mean not, I'm sorry, this is not the lambda expression, this is the lambda expression, this one is the lambda expression, the static method reference. Static method reference. So the purpose is same. You are getting the same output, but how effectively you can use the code, you will understand that in the stream API concepts. So this is just the little background about the method references, but the complete picture will be understood in the stream API concept. So you need to understand now there is a concept called method references, and there are three types of method references. One is what? The static method references, instance method references. The constructor reference, we will discuss this topic tomorrow, right? Usually you use this method references as an alternative for the lambda expression. Alternative for the lambda expression. It doesn't mean that it is an alternative. Okay, sometimes you may encounter a situation where the abstract method, I mean where the static method or the instance method is going to be used, and the purpose of the static method and instance method is going to give the same purpose that we have for this abstract method. In such cases you can go with this. Right, are you able to follow? Right, you have a static method, you have an instance method. All these three methods are for the same purpose. If you observe that, and you have three options to use. One is static method references, second one is lambda expression, the third one is what? Instance method references. As simple as that, right? So we will see more examples. This is just an introduction about the method references in Java 1.8. From tomorrow, we will see a few more examples on top of this. The real-time example I will introduce. So this is just a simple background that I have given. Right? Tomorrow, we will start discussing about one real-time example by using the thread class and the runnable interface. There you will get the complete picture. So that's all for the day. And if you have any questions, you can ask me personally. Okay, thank you so much.